Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and start recording.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
Just gonna grab these pranks real quick.
Okay.
Okay, Julie, we're on the right.
Okay,
Someone
let's
has
pause
to
this for a
connect
moment. Let's go ahead and pause. To
Pause.
address another issue. Yes, please.
Okay, I know it's not me on this end.
Okay, we have a Chris on here and ADB, 2C Taylors.
So buddy, I gotta. Cause I can't hear.
Wow, this is.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, ma'am.
Today is July 21st, 2026. The time is 9:10 a.m. and we are here regarding a matter involving Jarrett Rogers. We're located on Microsoft Teams and the Ruidoso Downs at Downs at Albuquerque Board of Stewards office. Present today are myself, Steward Julie Cagno, Steward Ron Fraser, Steward Julie Farr, Investigator Elizabeth Garcia, Witness Violet Smith, Witness Jeff Waxler. Who else do we have?
Yeah.
Can the other
Jared
people
Rod-
that are joined, please let us know who they are?
They're all muted.
This is
Okay.
Vanessa Alexander.
Thank you.
I am here as an advocate for Mr. Rogers and Mr. Taylor. I will be listening, and if there is something that needs to be pointed out, mentioned, or added to the record, I raise my hand.
Thank you.
I said I will raise my hand
Okay.
and wait to be called upon. Is that fair enough?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. C. Taylor, is that the mentioned Corey Taylor that's an owner? Mr. Taylor, can you confirm?
Corey, if you look up
Okay.
on the screen on the right, you'll see it says Mike, and push that little button. It should turn like purple or something, and then hit
There you
unmute.
go. Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah. Mr.
Sorry,
Taylor
I
is
don't know.
connected twice, which is probably going to, it seems like it's creating some echo. Did you connect with two devices?
Corey, if your wife is also watching, just have her turn the speaker off on whatever device that
Yeah.
she's watching it. That
I
way.
took care of it, Julie.
Thank you.
Super, thank you. And ADB, who is this? ADB, would you
It's a member.
let
of
us
the,
know who you are?
if it's a member of the
If you're a
public.
witness, what's
They
your
don't-
involvement?
Okay, if it's a member of the public, they don't have to identify themselves. Just so you're
Well,
aware.
I'm, Ms. Alexander, I appreciate your input. We're trying to clarify at the beginning of this who's participating. So if you are aware that ADB is a witness, I'm sorry, that is a member of the public, then that will be noted. Okay, for all those that are going to testify today, would you please raise your right hand, state your name, how you're licensed, and swear to tell or affirm to tell the truth today. Mr. Rogers.
I, Jarrett Rogers, swear to tell the truth today.
And how are you licensed, sir?
Owner?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Alexander?
My name is Vanessa Alexander. I currently do not hold a license. I am an investigator, and I do plan on testifying if necessary.
Thank you. Ms. Smith? Mr. Waxler?
Violet Smith, State Steward, New Mexico Racing Commission, and yes, I swear to tell the truth.
Jeff Waxler, New Mexico State Racing Commission State Steward, and I will tell the truth.
And Mr. Taylor, please.
Hello, Corey Taylor. I swear to tell the truth.
And how are you licensed, sir?
I'm unlicensed right now.
Thank you. Mr. Rogers, would you please confirm that you received proper notice for today's hearing?
Yes, ma'am. I did. I did not receive proper notice of these exhibits, but the hearing I knew of.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
This hearing is quasi-judicial in nature. We're not bound by the technical rules of procedure and evidence. Mr. Rogers, you have the right to counsel. Would you like to waive that right and proceed today without counsel?
Sure.
Thank you. Investigator Garcia, would you please proceed?
Yes, I'm just going to share the notice on the screen real fast. So give me 1 second. So we're here in regards to a matter that occurred in the steward's office at the Downs of Albuquerque regarding a ownership of a horse, which turned into apparently being disrespectful to the stewards, which are racing officials, and making false statements to the executive director of the New Mexico Racing Commission. This is just a notice of hearing showing Mr. Rogers, who received this via email, regarding the possible penalties, rules, possible violations. And so this was submitted to the Board of Stewards. This was also submitted to Mr. Rogers in this matter. So I just would like to enter that as to why we're here today.
Exhibit 1 will be the notice of hearing.
And so I have placed the 2 stewards at the time. They will be testifying in this matter. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pull their statements up, and then I'm going to bring them up one at a time. So give me 1 second. Okay. So I have Jeff Waxler here. So he's going to testify to how this all began, what brought this on, why he was on the phone with Mr. Rogers, and then we'll proceed forward. So, Jeff, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe what, why were you on the phone? This was a phone call, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And what was the call in regards to, and who were you speaking with?
The call was in regard to the ownership of this horse, Helena's Dynasty. I got a trainer transfer request from trainer Albert Valles to transfer horse out of J.J. Gonzalez III's barn. And it was listed as Corey Taylor, the owner. And so when I went into RTO to look at the ownership, it came up as Four Fools Racing. I did not see Corey Taylor on there, so I initiated a phone call with Corey to investigate, probe a little deeper, and he told me that Jared Rogers was the one I needed to speak to, that he was Four Fools Racing. So at that point, I called Jared Rogers.
Okay. And when you made contact with Mr. Rogers, how did you begin the phone call in regards to Eliana's Dynasty? Eliana's or
Right. Is it Helena's?
Nobody knows how to pronounce it. You talk to the guy who raised it. It's one deal. We call it something else. We'll just go with Helena's Dynasty.
Okay.
All right, so I called Mr. Rogers and I asked him some questions. I said, I'm having a difficult time here. I have a trainer transfer request with Corey Taylor's name on it. And then I'm now seeing that the information's different, so I wanted to know if Corey was actually a partner in this, and Mr. Rogers said yes, he's got 25%, he's a silent partner.
Okay. And what happened after that?
I explained to him that, and I wanted to verify the 25%, and so I explained to him that it seemed like hidden ownership. And then Pinky was sitting next to me, and I asked her, I said, is 25%, does that individual need to be licensed? And so Pinky left the room. She went to verify the information with Joanne, and then Pinky came back and she said yes. And then at that point, I walked over to Pinky's desk. I put my phone, the speaker on. I I set the phone down at Pinky's desk and I asked Pinky if she would reiterate what she just verified.
Okay. And who was talking to Mr. Rogers at that time? You or Pinky?
I was.
Okay. So
As
you
I set the phone down, but then Pinky got, I asked her to explain herself one more time, and now there was two of us on the phone talking to Mr. Rogers.
Okay. And did Pinky advise Mr. Rogers of the hidden or the possible hidden ownership or what percentage he needed to have a license?
Yes.
Okay. And at what point did the conversation go at this time?
Well, Mr. Rogers started stating that we're incorrect, that he owns the horse, he can distribute or have anyone own that partner, a percentage of that horse. He mentioned that his son could have 88% of the horse, and it didn't matter. They didn't have to be licensed. And so we were explaining to him that that's not correct. And then Pinky started to have that conversation to explain to him, and that's where we are.
Okay, so
Can I question
Yeah,
something
hold on,
on, or do I
Mr.
need to
Rogers.
wait till the end?
Wait,
I'm just
yeah,
asking. I wasn't trying to butt
yeah.
in. I just didn't know how this deal goes. Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
you'll be able to question him, so give me 1 second.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so Jeff, at that point, how did the conversation turn?
Well, Pinky was trying to explain, and Jarrett was coming over the top of her and not giving her the opportunity to talk. And at that point, Pinky was trying to get control of it, and she said, "I'm talking here. Let me finish. Don't interrupt me."
Okay.
And then she proceeded to explain how the rule is, and how Mr. Rogers or any owner that has more than a 5% share, they must be licensed.
Okay, and how did Mr. Rogers respond to that?
He was combative or argumentative because he didn't see it that way.
Meaning he didn't see it that way.
He was very adamant that he could do anything with the ownership that he wanted since it was his horse.
Okay, and did Mr. Rogers use any swearing or any of that in this conversation?
At the very end of the conversation, as he was hanging up, he threw he threw the F-bomb out there, and he said something to the effect, fucking bitch, or something to that effect.
Okay, so according to your statement here, you said he, to the effect of stupid, and excuse my language, fucking stupid bitch?
Something to that effect, yes. That's what I heard.
Okay, and at any point did Mr. Rogers state that he was going to reach out to Commissioner Billy Smith and have her fired by next week?
Yeah, absolutely. So there was more to the conversation. I'm sorry. Thank you for bringing that up. So Mr. Rogers this is what's wrong with the New Mexico Racing Commission, and it's corrupt, and it's people like you, Pinky, that make this corrupt, and I'm going to put a call into Commissioner Smith, and by the end of next week, I'll have your job.
Okay. Is this your witness statement that you provided in your own words?
Can you scroll down?
Yes, absolutely. Let me know when you need me to go down a little further.
A little further. That it looks like it. I just want to verify my signature.
You didn't sign it. So you stated that you called Mr. Taylor back to confirm the percentage he owned?
Correct. Because now I had some more information, and I wanted to understand what Mr. Taylor's role was. So upon looking at all this, I called Mr. Taylor back, and I said, I don't have you as a licensed owner. And what share do you have? And he says he verified 25%. And then I said, you're not licensed as an owner. You need to be licensed as an owner. And then he was licensed. He has a concession license.
Yeah.
And I believe it's still valid. So that was my recollection. And then he said, oh, maybe it's my wife. My wife might have the ownership. It might be her name. So it was very cloudy to me who or what the ownership was in this horse.
Okay. Stewart's just going to enter Jeff Waxler's a witness statement into exhibit. Mr. Rogers did get a copy of it as well. And
Exhibit 2 is Exhibit 2 will be Jeff Waxler's statement.
Okay, I'll go ahead and pass it to Mr. Rogers if he has any questions for Mr. Waxler.
Yeah, I got quite a few actually. Man, I hate that it's starting off this way because there's a lot of fiction in that statement, and I thought we had a good conversation. I even told Elizabeth how the conversation went with you at first, and was good. So we spoke 2 times, correct, sir? Mr. Wexler, we spoke on the phone twice, correct? You called me the first time, and we went over stuff, and you said if you have any other questions, you would call me back. Yeah, correct? I think he's muted.
No, I'm not muted. I'm thinking here. I believe it was one call, but it's possible I got the information from you and then called Corey back and then had a conversation. Okay.
It was 2. I just want to make sure that there's facts to this because we're missing a lot of the parts. So there was 2 calls. First call went great. Like I said, everything was good. You said if you had any more information, you would call me back. You called me back. Conversation was going good. That's when you started questioning me about Corey. Told you exactly who he was. I told him he's a friend. He's a business partner. He hauls my horses. Didn't really know what we were getting to. And he said, does he own half this horse? I said, yeah, he owns a percentage. Wasn't sure if it was 20 or 25. Because I have a lot of horses in different disciplines, and I got, you name it. It's just hard to keep all this stuff right. But you said you weren't sure if it was 5 or 10% that needs to be licensed. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. So basically what we have is a clerical error. I will not disagree that I screwed up somewhere on the paperwork, but I don't know if you've ever tried to get a license in New Mexico. It is the most miserable place in the world. There's no help. I had to go up there 2 days because Joanne said, I'm not licensing you today. I don't want to do this. It was at 10 o'clock. I have multiple witnesses for that. That was a 2-hour trip to Sunland to get the license. I come back the next day, finally get the license. Not trying to take the blame, I'm just explaining to you how this stuff went. So I was in and out. So if there's a clerical error...
Excuse me, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers, you mentioned Sunland.
Yes, ma'am.
When did this take place? I'm just trying to get some clarity because you just mentioned Sunland.
Yes, ma'am. That's right. Okay, that's where I got the license for this horse. So I went in there, because my family's run horses for 40 years, and it's always Rogers Farms. So now we're doing stuff in partnerships and stuff because it's so expensive to do this, and trying to still play the game and have fun. And so doing this partnership stuff with friends where, you can all have fun and go drink beer and get away. So I did it there, but to get back to the deal, I just have a hard time believing some of this stuff because, man, we had a really good conversation, and then now it seems like you're very nervous speaking. It's like you're trying to you're not giving the truth. You're not giving a full stern statement. The funniest thing I thought about this was you said when I hung up, I referred to Pinky fucking stupid bitch. How did that happen when she hung up on me? Just a question. I don't know how that works because
that's great. You can ask me that question, and I can tell you I'm swearing under oath and testifying what I know to be true, and I heard it as you hung up. It was almost like something you were trying to mutter under your breath, but you said it loud enough for us to hear it.
Can we take lie detector tests? Is that part of this deal?
Mr. Rogers, this is your opportunity to question the witness.
That's what I was
So,
doing.
do you have any other questions for Mr. Waxler?
So he has a sworn statement that's not signed. Is that correct?
Mr. Rogers, Mr. Waxler testified today, and if you have questions regarding that testimony, please go ahead and ask.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Is this your testimony? Or did somebody else? Because it's not signed. You know, I just making sure that this is correct, because this isn't how it went. You know, he was a very, very nice gentleman to talk to during the deal, and this is not who I talked to. So, no more questions on that. I just wanted to see if he would look me in the eye and tell me the same thing. So that shows a lot about a man's character.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Stewards, I don't know if you have any questions for Mr. Waxler.
I do not at this time.
I do not.
Okay. His witness statement has been entered into exhibit, and if we're done with him, if we may excuse him.
Yes, but Mr. Waxler, would you stay available? Okay, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah.
Before he's excused, is there any way I can speak?
Yes. If you're speaking on Mr. Rogers' behalf?
But I wanted to say this also. Speaking with Jeff, I mean, the conversation I had with him was, I mean, I didn't have any issue, but going back to the licensing thing, the reason I don't have an owner's license anymore was decided by the stewards and the commission. That wasn't my choice. That was something that I was told by the other investigator that was a conflict of interest for me to transport horses. I've transported horses for about 16 years in New Mexico, and I was told that I can't own horses and do that. I didn't really argue, but I'll be honest, I don't think that's right. I could find a whole lot of other conflicts of interest at the racetrack more than that.
When did what you're referring to about not being able to be licensed, is it correct? You are licensed as a concession, and you may have had a previous owner's license, but do not currently. Is that?
I have had a previous owner's license, and I could look up exactly a date. I have no idea what it is right this second, but I would say about 6 or 7 years ago when I was approached by Lisa, the investigator, and said that I'm no longer able to have an owner's license. I think somebody complained. I'm not real sure. Like I said, I didn't argue. Basically went in there that day or the next day and got a concession license. That's what they told me I needed to get.
Okay, and so for the last 6 or 7 years, is it correct you have a current concession license or vendor's license?
Honestly, it's expired right now. I haven't been able to go to Albuquerque to get it, to renew.
Okay.
I think it expired last month. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to clarify on that the reason why I don't have the owner's license, it's not my choice. That was something that the stewards commission said that I couldn't do that. So my wife is the one that has an owner's license. She's the one that owns the horses.
What's her name, Corey?
Megan Horrigan.
M-E-A or M-E-G?
Megan, and the last name I'll spell it. It's Hourigan.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Thank
she
you,
has
Mr.
a current
Taylor.
owner's license, though? She has a current owner's license?
Yes, correct.
Thank you. Okay, stewards, moving on. I have Violet Smith on the line here who will testify.
Excuse me.
Okay, before we get to that, Ms. Alexander, do you have something to add on Mr. Rogers' behalf?
I would like to clarify some things. I know that Mr. Taylor and Mr. Rogers are certainly intimidated. Now, I'm going to go back to Mr. Taylor, since this was the most recent topic. As I understand from multiple sources, Miss Johnson, Lisa Johnson, actually personally arranged for Mr. Taylor's licensing as concession, and told Mr. Taylor the way how the partnership, in other words, and him being a licensed owner or being licensed period, was to work. So it was Miss Johnson who originally.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Alexander. Thank you for reiterating what Mr. Taylor has stated.
Me, I understand. I did not reiterate this. I was pointing something out that Mr. Taylor perhaps didn't expand upon because he's just not aware of the significance. So when you have an investigator personally,
Ms. Alexander,
license,
we're here for Mr. Rogers.
I understand this, but this is ancillary to Mr. Taylor, is it not? Is it not?
It sounds like you have reiterated what Mr. Taylor said. If you have something new to add on Mr. Rogers' behalf in regards to questioning Mr. Waxler, let's address that.
Also, the other issue that I think Mr. Rogers will probably agree with me, if there was a mistake made, it is due to the difficulty getting licensed, asking questions, and it is a fact that the one thing is something different. You tell somebody a different thing every single time. So if Mr. Rogers aired his frustrations at the contradictory information that they get told constantly, that is not an infraction at all. And the fact that there are so many similar incidents and similar complaints is obviously, I say, a mitigating factor. But when we have the same circle of certain stewards that have these issues brought upon them, it's self-inflicted. So
okay, Ms. Alexander, thank you for your opinion. We're going to go ahead and move on.
Okay, well, we got Violet Smith, and we're going to go ahead and move on with that. So, Miss Smith, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, you kind of seem like you're coming in a little low. Okay. All right, Pinky. So, can you, let me pull up your witness statement just so you have it. I know you needed it. Let's see. All right. Let me share your statement. Okay, can you see it okay, Pinky?
Yes.
Okay. So, can you explain what happened? Jeff was on the phone, obviously, and questioned you about a ownership and a percentage. Is that correct?
Yes, I was sitting at my desk doing my own work. Jeff was on the phone, and he was talking to somebody. I wasn't paying any attention to what he was doing. He's doing the trainer transfers now, and I know he was on the phone questioning people. During his conversation, I heard him say something about a percentage being licensed, and I said to him that I thought it was 5% or more needed license. And so I said, but let me check. So I went out to ask Joanne to confirm that it was 5% or more. And she said yes. So I come back in and I said to Jeff, yes, it's 5% or more. And I went and sat down at my desk. Whoever he was talking to, he reiterated that. And I don't know what the conversation was back at him, but I heard him say 5% or more had to be licensed, and if not, it was hidden ownership. So then Jeff got up and he walked over to my desk, he set the phone down, put it on speaker, and asked me to reiterate the rule to Mr. Rogers. So as I started to speak and explain to him, he got very agitated, and he said, this is my horse, and I own him, and I pay all the bills, and I can do whatever I want with him. If I want to give my kids 88% of the horse, I will do that, and they won't be licensed. And I was trying to explain to him. I did raise my voice slightly because he kept talking over me as I was trying to explain to him what the rule was. And I said, anything over 5%, if they're not licensed, is hidden ownership. And he started being very agitated and started saying how corrupt the commission was and nobody trusted them. And I was the reason that nobody wanted to come and race in New Mexico. And I said to him, well, then don't come. That's basically what I said. And then he started threatening me, telling me he was going to call Commissioner Billy Smith and that he would have me fired by next week. I told him to help himself. That kind of ended our conversation. And at no time did I ever use any foul language toward this gentleman. I never threatened him. He's the one that threatened me, trying to get me, saying he was going to get me fired. And I do know that as he was hanging up the phone, he called me a stupid motherfucker. And so...
Did you hang up the phone on him, or did he hang up on you?
I did not hang the phone up on him. I didn't even have access to the phone. It was laying on my desk, and that was Jeff had the phone. So that was another wrong statement. And I also know that I was sitting in here when he called you, and he told you point blank that I told him I was going to take his effing license, only he said the fucking word. And I did not say that at any time, as I stated. And he also called the executive director, Izzy Trejo, and he told Izzy Trejo that I used the F word on him 4 times. So I was called by Izzy Trejo to confirm or not if I had done that. And I told him that that was absolutely false. I never said anything to him other than as I raised my voice a little bit to try to talk over him because he was talking over me and would not listen to anything I was trying to explain to him about the rule. He said I was yelling at him, and I said, I'm not yelling at you. If I was yelling at you, you'd know it. So that was
Okay, so
what happened that day.
Okay, this statement that I have on the screen right now, this is your statement, correct?
That is correct.
And you wrote this on your own free?
Yes.
Okay. Julie, I'm going to enter that into exhibit, which is
Exhibit 3, Lee Stewart Violet Smith statement.
Okay, Pinky, I do have a question. Did you at any time see if Jeff hung up the phone on Mr. Rogers, or if noticed if Mr. Rogers hung up on Jeff?
I can't honestly say what happened in that situation.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Rogers, if you have any questions for Ms. Smith, you are free to question.
Okay, yeah, no, perfect. Again, I don't know who hung up, whether it was Miss Smith or Jeff, but they hung up on me because I was asking questions on that deal. I actually tried to call back twice right after, and nobody answered, and that's when I called Izzy. I did call Izzy and reiterate what happened. I don't know where she's getting the F word the 4 times and, this and that. There's some truth to her statement. I will say that, Pinky, I think you'll agree with me. Our conversation got off on the wrong foot at the beginning. Do you agree with that on both sides? I will say that. But it should never be that way, whether it's me or you, I was hot because of how she took the approach. I think that And I'm not trying to get away from my frustration during the deal. I'm man enough to admit it and take ownership of it. What I don't like is during such a terrible time in racing that we're going to manipulate something so small as a clerical error when all this other huge stuff is going on right in front of our faces. But I think when Pinky called me, or when I got on the phone with Pinky, I think she assumed that Mr. Wexler was talking to Corey still, because it started off with, I don't appreciate your, and don't quote me on this, I don't remember if it said, it wasn't allegations, but like assumptions with the deal, because Corey, I know during his conversation, was asking him why we were losing our date. Didn't understand that. Because he had a list of some horses that did not lose their dates. I do not have that for you. And then I'm trying to go back through my notes and trying to go through this stuff. Like I said, I just got it.
Mr. Rogers, just so you're aware,
yes, ma'am.
this is the opportunity for any questions you have for Stewart Smith.
Yes, ma'am. I got
you will have the
down.
opportunity for anything else. Okay.
No, I got it written down. Like I said, I was given the exhibits all of 3 minutes before the meeting starts. So I was trying to highlight and take notes of what she said through this deal. So I'm sorry, it's kind of like that. And I did talk over her, but that was after the fact that she's sitting there yelling at me. And she did say, well, I'm not yelling. If you want to hear yelling, I will yell. So that part is true. But she also left out a lot of the conversation we had with her power trip, stating that she's in charge and she can do whatever she wants with those papers. Well, that's wrong, because I'm an owner in good standings, moving them to a trainer in good standings. If there's a clerical error, yes, you can hold those papers and we will fix that. That being said, we could have fixed this that same day and figured out what we need to do, whether we need to get rid of the partnership and just put it in the names, or however that needed to work out. But here we are 21 days later. I know that I'm getting to it. Okay, so can you just give me my time? I respected your time. We have now, with her power trip, we have now cost me entering and prepping for the All-American. How is it that if I give a little bit of attitude back to her false statements here, I get in trouble, but she can do whatever she wants because she holds the power? I just find
Is that a direct question for Stewart Smith?
Sure. Sorry to get off topic, Miss Julie.
Yeah, and I understand everyone wants to air various opinions. We're here for a very narrow focus.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
So
It's hard to not go down the rabbit hole with all the frustration.
I know, but let's please work on that, because we have a very specific purpose for being here, and it's regarding being disrespectful to the stewards and false statements. So if you have a specific question for Stewart Smith, please do.
So I talked to Izzy, which I don't understand why he's not in here. I don't know how that, if he's not typically on this or what, but Izzy said he never spoke to any stewards, and that was 2 calls, because he never called me back the third time. He said he never talked to anybody.
So what is your question for Stewart Smith?
Who's lying here? Did you really get a call from Izzy? Because he says he didn't.
Well, he called me after he talked to you, because you told him that I had used the F word on you 4 times, and he called to ask if that happened.
That's not.
When he talked to you, he had not talked to me, evidently. It was after he talked to you, so how would he know that?
I didn't call Izzy until I was given this, whatever you call this, summons or whatever, notice of hearing, is when I called Izzy and said, hey, what happened? He said, well, I don't know. I didn't talk to anybody. So I kind of find your statements even more fictional than Mr. Wexler's. And I thought Mr. Wexler's, I thought him and I had a great conversation. You know, I don't see how you can be so calm right now and then throw such a fit behind closed doors when nobody is there to call you out on it. You know,
Mr. Rogers, is there a question attached?
No, because she's not going to answer it truthfully.
So you're basically calling me a liar. What
Yes,
I
ma'am.
said to you, okay, that's fine. That's your opinion. What
And I know this is gonna.
Can you let me talk?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
This
ma'am.
is
Yes, ma'am.
where we got off on the wrong foot, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Was trying to explain to you how the rule was. All I said to you was that anybody that had 5% or more had to be licensed or it was hidden ownership. As soon as I said hidden ownership, you went crazy.
That is not true, ma'am.
Crazy.
Well, that's how I.
What you did
that's
say
how
is true about the ownership. You sorry to interrupt, but what you just said was true. You did tell me about the ownership and all that stuff. I will not disagree with that. But you did not start off the conversation with any kind of respect or anything. You of all people should hold yourself higher to anything because you're in charge of this stuff. That's what you told me. You know.
That is not true. Absolutely a false statement, sir.
I have no reason to lie on this deal. We've been running horses forever, never had an issue. I'm halfway out of this business as it is. I don't have a problem with a lot of this stuff, but I have a problem with people of power calling me a liar when that's not the truth.
Well, I have a problem with people calling me a liar when I have stated the absolute facts in this case this morning. I had it written down. I remember it as if it was yesterday, and I absolutely know what was said. And I did not lie at any time.
Agree to
Rogers,
disagree?
Okay. Mr. Rogers, do you have more questions for Stewart Smith?
Yeah, I asked this during the call, and I don't know if this is a question, you may throw this out, but during the call with her, I asked if Johnny Trotter and Paul Blanchard and all those other guys, if they got the same terrible treatment that I did. That was nowhere here in this statement. That kind of really got her mad again too, you know, which is kind of beside the point. But at the same point, did everybody get the same treatment when they were moving horses around, or I just happened to get the brunt of it because I was asking questions? You know, again, I was a little rude, but you give what you get what you give. You know, it goes both ways.
So what was your question, sir?
No, my question was, did you give Johnny Trotter the same deal? Paul Blanchard? Any of the big guys?
What does that have to, and it's not me.
It was part of our conversation.
This is why you and I got sideways, because every time I try to speak, you talk over me.
I'm not talking over you. You asked a question, and I'm trying to answer it.
Mr. Rogers, would you kindly allow Stewart Smith to finish her statement?
Sure. I was just trying to answer her last one, but I'm sorry for interrupting.
I do not recall anything mentioned about Blanchard and Trotter. So like I said, I was trying to explain to you the rule. If you said that when you were talking over me, I did not hear that.
And can we keep this focused on specifically what we're here, what you've been noticed for, Mr. Rogers? Any further questions for Stewart Smith?
No, ma'am, that question was only brought up because it was part of our conversation that we had. So,
okay.
Sorry, I guess.
No, we're here about the disrespect and false statements. So there's a lot of ways we can go off on tangents. Sure. So let's try
for sure.
Stay focused.
I brought it up because it was part of our conversation, and I still have a huge problem with the effing stupid deal at the end, because like I said, it's hard for me to make those comments when I'm hung up on. And then they
what did you say?
So
what did you say?
I didn't say anything. I got hung up on.
So there were no F words utilized? Okay, thank you. Ms. Alexander, I see you have your hand up. Please only direct anything you have specifically to what we're here for.
I'm reading these statements. Ms. Smith, can you please go back and remind us how the phone came to be either in your possession or with you? Did you stand up and walk over to Mr. Wexler? Did Mr. Wexler bring you the phone? Which was it?
I think that it was stated that he got up, walked over to my desk and set the phone down. But she's supposed to be a witness. Why is she questioning me?
Yeah, Ms.
I'm
Alexander.
asking for clarification. How can I ask a
Yeah, but,
question if the
Ms.
testimony
Alexander,
varies from the statement?
any clarification that the stewards like to have, they will ask.
Well, I've got a question now. Can I ask again? I don't know how this.
They're supposed to allow you.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Rogers.
Just that statement right there. She said she walked over to Jeff. Jeff said he walked over to her. I mean, this is minute stuff, but it just seems like we're just trying to cover each other's tracks
Okay,
and lines.
hold on. I'm hearing an echo. Miss Alexander, can you mute, please?
You guys muted me.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Rogers.
No, I was just saying, it seemed suspicious to me that Mr. Wexler said he walked over to her. Now she's saying he walked over to him, and now they're saying, no, they just set the phone on the desk. It just seems like we're contradicting ourselves on all this stuff. It just proves,
Appreciate your pointing it out.
point that there's no
please.
truth.
May I clarify that statement? I did not say I walked over to his desk. I said he walked over to my desk and set the phone down. I've said that 3 times now.
Okay, I think this topic, there seems to be a lot of bouncing back and forth that's not directly related to the reason that we're here. So let's move on. Ms. Alexander.
I think Mr. Smith has a question. Or Taylor, sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Taylor.
Okay, go ahead, Liz.
Mr. Taylor has a question. He's had his hand raised for a while.
And I didn't hear the conversation. Obviously, that was Mr. Rogers and the 2 stewards, so I wasn't there. But I want to ask you a question, Ms. Smith. You said he called. Tell me again what he said to you. You had said earlier he called you. I mean, you don't have to repeat it. An F word or a bitch or what was it?
He said as he was hanging up the phone, he said, "Stupid motherfucker."
So on the.
Julie, you're muted.
I'm muted?
No, I'm talking to the head steward, and we can't. I can't hear.
No,
I see
that was
lips.
me. We're trying to get rid of all the echoes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Taylor.
I'm not real good at this stuff, so I'm sorry. The statement from Stewart Jeff said doesn't say what you're saying, what you're telling us right now. You guys have 2 completely different things that you're saying that he said. I'm just saying I noticed that.
Okay. Thank you for Mr.
Taylor. That's from his statement.
Okay, I have one final question I have a question for Pinky real quick. Pinky, at any point, did you use the F-bomb on Mr. Rogers?
Absolutely not.
And according to your testimony, you are stating that Mr. Rogers used the F word on you.
He absolutely did, as he was hanging up the phone, and then when he made a phone call to you, I happened to be sitting in this office, and he said it to you that I told him I was going to take his fucking license, and that was a lie.
Okay. And are you stating for the record that you never said that you're going to take his effing license away?
I absolutely did not. He threatened me that he would have me fired.
Okay, I just wanted
Commissioner Smith, and he would have me fired by next week.
I just wanted to get that on the record as the comments. Stewards, do you have any questions for Stewart Pinky Smith or Violet Smith?
I do not. Ms. Clark?
Do I get to finish my question?
So, Ms. Alexander, please note you're not here as an attorney. If you're an advocate for Mr. Rogers, anything that is going to be asked needs to specifically be in respect to the notice and the reason that we're here today.
That's, again, I understand that. So first of all, again, trying to clarify who had the phone, when they had the phone, who said what.
Okay, let's move on.
No,
Let's move
excuse
on.
me, ma'am. You, if you guys are just gonna railroad these two, then just what I am
We
talking
appreciate your opinion, Ms.
specifically to the
Alexander. This is not
testimony,
the place for it.
ma'am. The testimony and what is on your notice.
Okay.
What is on your
Investigator
notice?
Garcia?
The statements and the testimony. Okay. Why are they contradicting each other? Okay, it is when you have one person saying that so and so called Smith what is this here, fucking stupid bitch, and yet another statement says, well, I'm sorry, what was it, Smith, stupid motherfucker, or something like that. That's two very, very different statements that are contradictory. It doesn't make sense. Okay, the other issue that again, we're here over supposed alleged disrespect and alleged f-bombs. The issue that seems to be pretty clear here is that Mr. Rogers was being very clear that the decisions that he's able to make about his horses, involving what trainers he chooses to place his horse with, and the flack that he was getting from both Miss Smith and Mr. Waxler, were them accusing him of trying to put his horse with a paper trainer. And the reason, as I understand from someone else that was there that isn't in this meeting, how interesting, was that when it was brought up, the fact that
Ms. Alexander,
excuse me,
Ms. Alexander,
this is
you
what
cannot
led
bring
to
other people
this is what
that
led to
are
Miss Smith's
not part of this or
attitude.
have not been sworn in.
Excuse me, but you brought up Trejo. She was allowed to introduce hearsay testimony from Trejo. Okay, so I'm sorry, but if you are going to introduce that and you're going to open that door, then the door is open. So
No, Ms. Alexander,
if
you're
Ms.
not an
Smith
attorney
and-
practicing currently here. So
I don't have to
let's
be an
go ahead and
attorney.
investigate. Garcia,
Excuse me, being
let's move on.
able to use
Okay,
common sense is not exclusive to attorneys. Okay, when you have two horsemen getting flack, okay, over
Ms. Alexander, you're
instructions,
continuing to expound on the same topic. Okay,
that
we
is your
need to
opinion.
move on
You
and
are
focus
not
on
letting
the
me.
reason that
You
we're
are,
here.
excuse me.
Investigator
You
Garcia.
are not allowing
She
me
keeps
to
cutting
get to my
off on the
question.
thing. She's getting that.
Okay, when your two stewards, okay, got upset that they were being questioned as to why they were being treated arbitrarily, okay, which means that they were being treated differently, okay, than somebody else. When you have the stewards allowing, and again, we're going to use Mr. Trotter and Mr. Blanchard, going from paper
Okay,
trainer
Ms.
to paper
Alexander,
trainer
we
to
are
paper
not
trainer,
here for
three of
that
them in the
topic.
course of a handful.
Okay, we're
No,
going
that
to
is the
pause this
topic,
hearing at this
because that
time
is- that
because
is
of the
what got your stewards-
intrusions that
that
we're
is what
currently
got your
facing. So
stewards
let's go
upset.
ahead and
You are
pause for a
violating-
few moments.
Excuse me, you are violating their
Can we
due
pause
process
this?
rights.
Can we pause this to get this under
It's
control?
called due process rights.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. At this time, everyone who is part of this, we're going to take a few minutes to try and sort out a few things here because we cannot have these continuous
Try
interruptions.
having your stewards get their story straight. Try getting your story straight and read your own rules. Okay? Okay, because what you're doing right now to me and to them is violating your own rules and due process rights. Okay? Horsemen are allowed to ask questions. Your stewards are not allowed
off
to
the
get
record,
lit,
Julie?
go off, and make threats. Okay, and I've already
What was
got.
that, Liz?
Okay, we're off the record, Julie, so we can get this
Okay.
process.
All right, everyone, we're going to close this session and reopen. So please just go ahead and rejoin.